Hello all, Chris from Worldwide Stereo here once again with another exceptional turntable review. Today we have something very special, the Pro-Ject XAB, an acrylic balanced belt-driven turntable. Pro-Ject has taken their 30 plus years of experience in previous designs of acrylic turntables and put them together to create something truly special and inspiring. Complete with a 10-inch aluminum tonearm, balanced cartridge, plus balanced audio outputs, and a stunning crystal clear acrylic body, it has something for every modernistic vinyl enthusiast out there. For those of you unfamiliar with Pro-Ject, let me give you a brief rundown on some things that make them a little bit more special. As I just mentioned before, they have been in business for over 30 years, beginning their journey in 1991. Essentially, all of Pro-Ject's turntables follow a list of 10 concepts, almost like the 10 commandments of turntable design. Number 1, no features at the cost of performance. On most of their models, you won't find any automatic systems or Bluetooth connectivity because they are looking to deliver the best performance and reliability in the long term. Number 2, high quality plinths, made with quality materials and precise engineering for the least amount of resonance. Number 3, steel spindles and metal bearings for reliable rotation and pivot of both the tonearm and the sub-platter. Number 4, high quality platters, and number 5, high quality AC motors, both for a consistent playback speed. Number 6, designed and made in Europe. Number 7, high quality cables, which we'll get into a little bit later. Number 8, serious tone arms made from carbon fiber, aluminum, or sometimes both for the best sound. Number 9, quality cartridges from partners like Sumiko and Ortophone. And number 10, in my opinion the most important, a 25-year spare part warranty. A turntable you buy today will last you for decades to come. Enough about all that though, let's talk about the main event. In front of me, I have the XAB. Let's give it a once-over, shall we? Once we remove the included dust cover, the first thing that catches the eye is that beautiful acrylic plinth. It looks like all the components are mounted to a sheet of ice. One of the coolest things I've seen people do in the past is attach a thin strip of RGB LED lights to the back, so you can give an afterglow to the body and really make it pop. The acrylic isn't all for looks, however, and serves an important acoustic function. It is incredibly dense and inert, which helps reduce any vibrations from external sources. Acrylic can be notoriously difficult to work with if you aren't careful, but Pro-Ject has about 15 years under their belt of making turntables out of this material and can be found in higher performance models like the 6 Perspex. Pro-Ject has opted to go with a 10-inch aluminum tonearm for this model as opposed to carbon fiber that you can find on so many of their other turntables. The length allows a stylist to track more freely farther into a record than an 8 or 9-inch tonearm, and the aluminum has a much more lively sound than carbon fiber. There is such a thing as too much isolation, and in some cases it can lead to a dead or less dynamic sound. Pro-Ject pays close attention to this when designing new turntables. The Platter follows a familiar design to some models we've seen before. Heavy, dense aluminum, and on the underside of the Platter, there is a TPE, or thermopolymer elastomer ring around the interior perimeter. This dampens the Platter, so when listening to music at louder volumes, you won't have any unwanted resonance. With the Platter removed, we can see the sub-platter and the isolated AC motor and belt drive. On many of Pro-Ject's turntables, they isolate the motor with rubber suspensions or rubber grommets like on the XAB here. Again, this helps reduce noise and distortion, this time from any potential micro vibrations induced by the motor spinning slightly off axis. Underneath and behind the motor, we can see the power supply and speed controller. We have 2 options for speed control in this unit, 33 1/3 and 45 RPM, toggleable with the switch you see here. And finally, on the bottom are 3 adjustable damped feet. With 3 feet, you can perfectly balance this turntable on any surface. I really appreciate the small amount of felt on the bottom of each foot to help avoid scratches or scuffs on more delicate surfaces, but this also helps isolate the turntable even more. Included with the XAB is a pretty special pre-mounted cartridge. Pro-Ject has worked with world-renowned cartridge manufacturer Ortophone to develop the first of its kind balanced moving magnet cartridge. Typically, to make use of the balanced topography, you would need to use a moving coil cartridge. And while that is still an option, or as an upgrade, the included pre-mounted Picket Pro balance cartridge is a fantastic starting point. They revised the design of the original Picket Pro and rerouted the grounding to send a symmetrical signal. Two big advantages come from this, up to a 6 dB gain in dynamics and the removal of noise and interference from outside sources. The next step in the chain is balanced audio cables. In a nutshell, balanced audio cables are the best way to send sensitive audio signals from point to point. Looking inside this XLR cable, we see 3 pins. One is for ground, and the other 2 are identical conductors carrying their respective channel's audio signal, except one is out of phase with the other. You can think of this like a mirror image of the audio signal, or to use a term I learned from Macintosh, you have music down one side and anti-music down the other. Every cable in existence will act like a giant antenna when you run an electrical current through it, creating interference and distortion. The clever thing balanced cables do is canceling out that distortion and interference by flipping the signal of the out-of-phase conductor, or anti-music side, back into its correct position, thus flipping the distortion out of phase and canceling each other out. This is the same principle behind noise-canceling headphones, called constructive and deconstructive wave interference, like adding positive and negative numbers together to get 0. If you have trouble following that technical explanation, don't worry. Balanced cables cancel noise picked up from the environment and are the best connections to use. If your system supports them, use them. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. Along with the balanced cartridges and balanced cables, you will also need a balanced phono preamp. Luckily, Pro-Ject has you covered with several options. I recommend the Phono Box S3B or DS3B for the XAB. Both are the perfect additions to a system that also supports balanced amplification like certain Macintosh systems. While all of these balanced connections, cables, and devices are a great way to get the absolute max out of the XAB, included in the box is a simple adapter cable from 5-pin DIN to stereo RCA with ground. This is a great way to get your turntable hooked up to any standard phono preamp stage. With all of that said, I think the XAB would be a great addition to any modern setup. The ability to upgrade over time by going full balanced all the way from the cartridge to the connection of your stereo system is fantastic, and Pro-Ject has the key components you need to make it happen. Setting up the XAB and getting it hooked up is a breeze, and the included adapter cable works well for more simple stereo systems. For $14.99, I think the XAB punches well above its weight and gives you a solid turntable with great looks and great sound. Thank you for joining me for our review of the new Pro-Ject XAB turntable. You can learn more about this online at worldwidestereo.com, or if you're in the area, you can stop by and visit me and the team in our Montgomeryville showroom. We offer 60-day returns, free shipping on all orders, and we're authorized dealers for everything we sell. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comments section down below, or you can call or email us at any time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. This is Chris from Worldwide Stereo. Thanks for tuning in.